I am Death, and welcome to another edition of UHW Recap. And beside me is
Timothy Knight here. It's pretty cold here. Well, we're sitting in the basement again. It's pretty cold. I heard there's snow coming, so how about we take this recap on the road and we hit it right off, Death. Alrighty, we started the show with Jatsia Truxton, who took on Dominic Jackson. It has been a while since we saw Dominic in action, so we didn't know what to expect. Both of the women brought their A-game to the ring. The match was truly back and forth despite the size and strength of Dominic. However, the biker chick was not intimidated. Towards the end, Jatsia surprised Dominic with an armbar after Dominic injured her shoulder, and Dominic immediately tapped out, and Jatsia won the match by submission.
Yeah, that was a really good match that just went back and forth. It could have been anyone's game. Our next match was with the Gamer Girls, Sybil Hazley, who took on Izzy Kessel. The last time they fought, Izzy hit Sybil with her own Wii console. Izzy reminded Sybil of that, and Sybil immediately attacked her with her Lou thrust press. Sybil thought she would get the upper hand, but Izzy came back and started to focus on the leg, knowing that Sybil was a high flyer. Sybil later gained momentum, but now with the leg hurting from Izzy's attacks, she knew she was risking it whenever she tried to do a high-flying move. Izzy would then hang in with the ropes, and Sybil would charge at Izzy, but when she sent Sybil over the top rope onto the floor, then Izzy went for a frog splash from the ropes and landed hard as well. With the ref was checking on Izzy to see if she was okay due to that risky move, Sybil would start to get up and lay against the barricade, and suddenly some crazy fan of Izzy's just suddenly attacked Sybil from behind with a sign that made an unusual metallic sound when she hit Sybil, knocking her out. Izzy would not know what was happening as she was thrown to Sybil back into the ring and hit her with her Passaic River plunge. I know I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. For the victory. Afterward, Trisha would tell Izzy what had happened, and Izzy was very upset. You were in the crowd, you would have heard Izzy's reaction to Trisha telling her what happened. Izzy did help Sybil backstage, showing great sportsmanship, and later apologized to Sybil in inadvertently helping her back to the room to see medical attention, which in my book shows really good sportsmanship on Izzy's part.
I always love to see Sybil wrestle. Shame that things like these happen. For the third match, we saw Tara Duffield taking on Jessie Darkwatch. Tara has been pretty impressive as of late, but she was going up against an experienced wrestler in Jessie. This was one physical match as both ladies were throwing punches, headbutts, and then some at each other. They were putting themselves to the limit, but Jessie really thought she had this in the bag. However, Tara out of nowhere caught Jessie with a diving bulldog and would get the victory. After the match, Tara would drop a black rose on Jessie, claiming another victim. Black roses. Ugh.
I'm really fond of black roses, but that's just me.
It's a little bit creepy.
You're talking to Death here, and you're telling me that's creepy.
True.
Anyways, our main events was for the United Universal Championship. The champion, Wolfie Kessel, would defend his title against the former International Honored Crown champion, Kieran Darkwatch. Kieran and Wolfie had their respectful wives out there with them to gain support, which is really nice to see. They weren't being catty or anything. They were actually being really respectful when they both came to the ring. I was also believed that the sign that was used... it was also revealed that the sign that was used to knock out Sybil was made from a stop sign that unfortunate fan was carrying. So that was later broadcast during the match. Kieran and Wolfie are no strangers to each other, so they face each other in the past many, many times. However, both these men were not 100%, as Kieran had his head and his ribs all taped up, with Wolfie with his arm taped up. So yeah, both of them were pretty much damaged. They weren't 100%. But since it was for the title, that was not going to stop them anyways from fighting. Both men went back and forth. It was almost like a boxing match. And they knew how to counteract one another. Every move they would try to do in the end would hurt one another. Kieran would think that he was going to be the new champion. Then he planted Wolfie with his delayed neck breaker. But Wolfie then kicked out, and Wolfie caught him with a spine buster, signifying for Wolfie to give Kieran the scar. I'm sorry, I can't say his name right. Avenger?
The Scavenger.
Scavenger, sorry. His move, the Scavenger, to retain the championship. So that was a really nice win for Wolfie. Afterwards, Izzy would check on Kieran, but Maxine told her to back off, and Wolfie and Izzy would leave the ring as Maxine tended to her husband.
Quite the main event, but you gotta have to wonder, will Maxine ever forgive Izzy, and what is going to happen next if that crazed fan of Izzy shows up again? Find out the answers to these questions and more as UHW presents DNA. Good night, everyone.
Good night and enjoy the show.